Myself, Dr. Rama Rani, Assistant Professor, IIMT College of Law. Today, we will discuss on the topic demand and supply. First one, the meaning of demand. Demand in economics implies effective demand. Effective demand consists of desire, want for a commodity or service, ability to pay for that good or service. So demand, we have focused on the three things. First one is effective, desire, want. Second is ability to pay, and third one is willingness to pay. डिमांड को फुलफिल करने के लिए हमें तीन चीज़ों की नेसेसिटी होती है. फर्स्ट वन इज डिज़ायर. अगर कोई भी व्यक्ति किसी भी प्रोडक्ट को परचेज करना चाह रहा है तो सबसे पहले उसको परचेज करने के लिए उसके पास डिज़ायर होनी चाहिए. दूसरा एबिलिटी टू पे. कोई भी इंडिविजुअल अगर किसी भी प्रोडक्ट को परचेज करेगा तो उसको परचेज करने की उसकी एबिलिटी होनी चाहिए, मतलब सफिशिएंट मनी होनी चाहिए उसके पास, तभी वो उस पर्टिकुलर प्रोडक्ट को परचेज कर पाएगा. नेक्स्ट इज विलिंगनेस टू पे. सपोज an individual has sufficient money and he has desire but he cannot will to pay. अगर उसके पास मनी भी है सफिशिएंट, डिज़ायर भी है, लेकिन फिर भी वो उस पर्टिकुलर कमोडिटी को खरीदने की उसकी इच्छा नहीं है, तब भी डिमांड को फुलफिल नहीं किया जा सकता. तो इफेक्टिव डिमांड मीन्स डिज़ायर प्लस एबिलिटी टू पे प्लस विलिंगनेस टू पे. डिमांड को फुलफिल करने के लिए हमें डिज़ायर की भी एक आवश्यकता होती है, एबिलिटी टू पे और willingness to pay. Now demand is defined as the various quantities of a given commodity or service which consumers would buy at various prices during a given period of time. So demand is always related to the price at a particular time. Now demand and quantity demanded difference. It is extremely important to understand the difference of the demand and the quantity demanded. Demand shows the relationship between the price and the quantity of the product that the people want to purchase at a given price. Now quantity demanded. Quantity demanded refers to one particular point on the demand curve. It refers to how much of the product is demanded at a particular price. Quantity demanded हमारे को समझाता है कि जो प्रोडक्ट की डिमांड हो रही है उस पर्टिकुलर प्रोडक्ट की डिमांड एक पर्टिकुलर प्राइस पर कितनी हो रही है. ठीक है. It is the horizontal distance between the vertical axis and the demand curve. Next is demand schedule. When the relationship between quantity demanded of a commodity and prices are tabulated, it is called demand schedule. जब quantity demand और quantity price के बीच में रिलेशनशिप को शो किया जाता है वो डिमांड शेड्यूल कहलाता है. यह it is a table which shows the quantities of a commodity demanded at a different prices during a given period of time. A demand schedule. It shows the price of the coffee and quantities of the coffee. When the prices of a 1 cup coffee is 1 rupee, then the demand is 20. And when the price of the 1 coffee cup is 2 rupees, then the demand is 16. When the prices increases from 1 to 3, then the demand is 12. When the price increases 4, then the demand is 8. And when the price is 5, then the demand is 4. It shows that if the price of a coffee cup increases, then the demand decreases. The demand schedule refers to the quantity of coffee cup demanded by individual at different prices. It shows the four price of each coffee cup goes on rising. The quantity demanded each time goes on falling. जैसे जैसे प्राइस बढ़ता जा रहा है कॉफ़ी कप का, वैसे वैसे उसकी जो डिमांड है वो कम होती जा रही है. This indicates the inverse relationship between the price and the quantity demanded. The vertical y-axis denotes the price of the coffee cups in dollars. The horizontal axis denotes the quantity of coffee cups demanded at each price. Each point on the graph corresponds at a particular price and quantity demanded. As we join the points on the graph, we observe that the curve slopes from left to right. The curve has a negative slope and it indicates a trade-off between price and quantity demanded. As the price rises, demand falls, and when the price decreases, then the demand increases. When quantity demanded for coffee cup by all consumers is summed up, we get the market demand curve. This shows, this is a demand curve. The x-axis shows the quantity of the coffees and the y-axis shows the prices of the coffee. When the price is 1, then the demand of coffee cup is 20. When the price increases 2, then the demand decreases 16. When the price increases 3, then the demand is decreases 12. When the price is 4, then the demand is 8. And when the price is 5, then demand is 4. It shows that the prices increases, the demand decreases. Next is the law of demand. The functional relationship between price and quantity demanded of commodity is explained by the law of demand. The law is known as the first law of purchase. According to the Marshall, other things being equal, when the price of a commodity falls, the quantity demand of it will raise, and if the price of the commodity rises, its quantity demanded will decline. So law of demand shows that if the price of a particular commodity increases, then the demand decreases, and when the price of a particular commodity decreases, then the demand increases. It shows the inverse relationship between the price and the quantity demanded. Next is demand. Demand is categorized into individual demand and the market demand. Individual demand refers to the demand for a commodity from individual's point of view. ठीक है, इसमें कोई इंडिविजुअल अगर अपने कंजम्पशन के लिए कोई भी प्रोडक्ट को परचेज करता है, दैट इज कॉल्ड इंडिविजुअल डिमांड. एंड मार्केट डिमांड रेफर्स टू द टोटल डिमांड ऑफ ऑल बायर्स टेकन टुगेदर, aggregate of the quantities of the product demanded by the individual buyers at a given price over a given period of time. नेक्स्ट इज फैक्टर्स इन्फ्लुएंसिंग इंडिविजुअल डिमांड. कौन कौन से फैक्टर्स हैं जो इंडिविजुअल डिमांड को इन्फ्लुएंस करते हैं? नंबर 1 इज प्राइस ऑफ द कमोडिटी. किसी भी कमोडिटी के प्राइस का इफेक्ट पड़ता है डिमांड पर. अगर प्राइस इंक्रीज होते हैं तो इंडिविजुअल ज़्यादा कमोडिटी को परचेज करना नहीं चाहेगा. जब प्राइस डिक्रीज होंगे तो कमोडिटी की ज़्यादा डिमांड होगी मार्केट में. नेक्स्ट इज प्राइस ऑफ रिलेटेड गुड्स. द प्राइस ऑफ द रिलेटेड गुड्स ऑल्सो इन्फ्लुएंस द डिमांड. we can categorize it into two parts, substitute goods and the complementary goods. Substitute goods means the goods that we can use in place of another. तो प्राइस ऑफ द सब्स्टिट्यूट्स एंड डिमांड फॉर द अदर गुड्स आर डायरेक्टली रिलेटेड। ठीक है, सब्स्टिट्यूट्स गुड्स के प्राइस अगर कम होते हैं तो कंज्यूमर उसको मार्केट में परचेज करना चाहेगा। अगर उसी पर्टिकुलर कमोडिटी का कोई सब्स्टिट्यूट कम प्राइस में मिलता है देन द इंडिविजुअल लाइक टू परचेज दैट पर्टिकुलर commodity. We can take the example of the coffee. If the price of the coffee rises, then the demand of the tea will increase. Next, complementary goods. Complementary goods are those goods that we can use all together. Price of the complement and demand for the other good are inversely related. ठीक है, इसमें हम एग्जाम्पल ले सकते हैं, द प्राइस ऑफ द आइसक्रीम राइजेस द डिमांड ऑफ द आइसक्रीम टॉपिंग्स विल डिक्रीज। नेक्स्ट इज इनकम। A rise in a person's income will lead to an increase in the demand. A fall will lead to a decrease in the demand normal goods. Goods whose demand varies inversely with income called inferior goods. Next is consumer taste and preferences. It is also very important factor that influenced by social and cultural factors. If an individual is generally habituated to cigarettes, coffee or alcohol due to his strong preference for this product, his demand would remain high. ठीक है, तो डिमांड को फुलफिल करने के लिए जो कंज्यूमर का टेस्ट है, प्रेफरेंस है, इट इज ऑल्सो वेरी important. According to the taste and preference, the consumer will buy the product. Next is expectation of future. Future price, consumers' current demand will increase if they expect higher future prices. Their demand will decrease if they expect lower price future. It means if a price of the particular commodity will be rise in future, then the demand of that particular commodity increases. And if the people know about the particular commodity, the price of the particular commodity will decrease in the future, then the demand of this particular commodity will decrease. Next is future income. Consumers current will increase if they expected higher future income, their demand will decrease if they expect lower future income. अगर फ्यूचर में किसी कंज्यूमर की इनकम इंक्रीज होने के चांसेस रहते हैं तो डिमांड इंक्रीज होगी, अगर फ्यूचर में कंज्यूमर की इनकम कम होगी तो उसकी डिमांड भी कम हो जाएगी. नेक्स्ट इज इफेक्ट ऑफ एडवर्टाइजमेंट. Advertisement also have a great importance in demand for consumer durables such as television sets, air conditioners, refrigerators, and also certain items of daily use like soaps, toothpaste, shampoos, and so on. And higher and better the advertisement campaign, including free complimentary items, higher the demand for them. Next is law of supply. These are the three main reasons why supply curve for the most product and drawn is sloping downward from left to right. Positive relationship between the market price and the quantity supplied. First one is profit motive. When the market price rises, it becomes more profitable for businesses to increase their output. Higher prices send signals to firms that they can increase their profit by satisfying demand in the market. Next is production and cost. When output expands, a firm's production costs rise. Therefore, a higher price is needed to justify the extra output and cover the extra cost of production. Next is determinant of supply. Changes in the cost of production. Lower cost of production means the business can supply more at each price. For example, a magazine publishing company might see a reduction in the cost of its imported paper and ink. A car manufacturer might benefit from a stronger exchange at because the cost of components and new technology bought from overseas becomes lower. The cost of savings can then be passed through the supply of chain to wholesalers and retailers and may result in lower market prices for consumers. If the cost of the production increase, for example, following a rise in the price of the raw materials or a firm having to pay higher wages to its workers, then business cannot supply at much at the same price and thus will cause an inward shift of the supply curve. Next is a fall in the exchange rate. A fall in the exchange rate causes an increase in the price of the imported components and raw materials which lead to a decrease in supply in a number of different markets and industries. For example, if the rupee falls by 10% against the dollar, then it becomes more expensive for Indian car manufacturers to import their rubber and glass and higher prices for paints imported from the American exporters. Next is changes in production technology. Production technology can change quickly and in industries where technological change is rapid, we see increases in supply and lower supply for the consumer. Now next is consumption. Consumption can be defined in different ways, but in usually best described in the final purchase of goods and services by individuals. It is also often referred to a consumer spending. Every time you purchase food at the drive-through or pull out your debit or credit card or cash to buy something, you are adding to consumption. Consumption is one of the biggest concepts in economics and is extremely important because it helps determine the growth and success of the economy. Businesses can open up and offer all kinds of great products, but if we don't purchase or consume their products, they won't stay in business very long. Next is saving. Saving in economics, saving means only one thing: consuming less out of a given amount of resources in the present in order to consume more in the future. सेविंग मीन्स जो भी पर्टिकुलर इंडिविजुअल की इनकम है उसमें से कंजप्शन के बाद एक्सपेंडिचर के बाद जितना भी उसके पास बैलेंस बचता है दैट इज कॉल्ड सेविंग एंड सेविंग इज नॉट एन इन्वेस्टमेंट सेविंग इज ऑफन confused with investing but they are not the same. So, although most people think of purchase of stocks and bonds are investment, economics use the term investment to mean addition of the real stock of the capital plant, factories, equipments and so on. Now the types of the savings. First one is personal savings. What people say, avoiding to consume all their income is called personal savings. These savings can remain on the bank account for future use of and actively invested in houses, real estate, bonds, shares and other financial instruments. National savings are personal savings plus the business savings and public savings. Business savings can be measured by the value of the अनडिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड कॉर्पोरेट प्रॉफिट्स। पर्सनल सेविंग्स में हम उन चीज़ों को इंक्लूड कर सकते हैं जो पर्सनली इनकम है कंज्यूमर की, उसमें से जो उसकी जो भी वो कंजम्पशन करता है, एक्सपेंडिचर करता है, जो बैलेंस बचता है, दैट इज कॉल्ड द पर्सनल सेविंग्स। एंड नेशनल सेविंग्स में हमारी जो पर्सनल सेविंग्स है और बिजनेस सेविंग्स है, पब्लिक सेविंग्स है, इन सबको इंक्लूड किया जाता है। पब्लिक सेविंग्स आर बेसिकली टैक्स रिवेन्यू लेस पब्लिक एक्सपेंडिचर। Next is investment. Investment means additions to the real stock of capital plants, factories, equipment and so on. Leverage funds are the best place to invest because it is earning per share is high. So the high amount you put, the more profit you gain from your share or stock. इसमें जितना ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा आप अमाउंट अपना इन्वेस्ट करेंगे उसमें ज़्यादा ही ज़्यादा आपको गेन होगा, प्रॉफिट होगा। ऑलवेज इन्वेस्ट इन दैट फर्म और थिंग whose rate of return or profitability in future is high। कोई भी इंडिविजुअल अगर अपनी मनी को इन्वेस्ट करना चाह रहा है, अपनी कैपिटल को, तो वो ऐसी फर्म में इन्वेस्ट करें जिससे कि उसे फ्यूचर में ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा प्रॉफिट रिटर्न हो। Fixed investment is spending on new capital machinery and plant construction, housing, vehicles, etc. Next is economic growth. Economic growth can be defined as an increase in the capacity of an economy to produce goods and services compared from one period of time to another. Economic growth can be measured in nominal terms, which include inflation, or in real terms which are adjusted for inflation. So economic growth is related to the GDP or the production of our country. How is economic growth measured? Economic growth in a country is measured by the country's gross domestic product in a year. And GDP is equal to the total amount of the final goods and services produced in 1 year within a country, that is called the GDP। पूरे ईयर में हमारी कंट्री में कितनी गुड्स और सर्विसेज को का प्रोडक्शन हुआ है, दैट इज कॉल्ड द GDP। There are 4 factors of economic growth to determine a country's gross domestic product for the year. First one is natural resources. Our economic growth is depend on the natural resources. How much natural resources are in our country. Our economic growth depend on the natural resources. If there are sufficient natural resources in our country, then our country's economic growth will be higher. Next is human capital. Human capital is also a very important element in the economic growth. Next is capital goods and entrepreneurship. These are the 4 factors that fulfill our economic growth. Next is economic development. Economic development is policy invention with the aims of development. In it, we include human capital, literacy ratio, infrastructure, health and general welfare of the citizen. इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट पॉलिसी में हम इंक्लूड कर सकते हैं ह्यूमन कैपिटल को, देन लिटरेसी रेशियो। लिटरेसी रेशियो हमारी कंट्री में कितना है मेल और फीमेल का, एंड इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर ऑफ आवर कंट्री, एंड हेल्थ एंड मेडिकल। These are all for the welfare of the citizens of our country. Whereas economic growth is a phenomena of the market productivity and rise in GDP. Economic development is quantitative and qualitative. It changes in the economy, promoting the standard of the living and the economic health. And Human Development Index is one of the most accurate methods for measuring it, which takes into account the literacy rates and life expectancy. And modernization and industrialization plays an important role in the economic development. हमारी कंट्री में जितना मॉडर्नाइजेशन होगा, इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन होगा, न्यू टेक्नोलॉजी को अडॉप्ट किया जाएगा, उतना ही ज़्यादा हमारी जो कंट्री का है इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट होगा. एंड रोल फॉर इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट ऑफ ए नेशन. नाउ फैक्टर्स अफेक्टिंग इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट. Number one is inflation distorts business decisions, a buying capacity of consumer reduces. Tax levels, income tax and sell tax, VAT, affect how much consumer have to spend, hence the demand. जो इनकम टैक्स और सेल टैक्स हैं वो हमारी कंज्यूमर की डिमांड को इफेक्ट करते हैं. Next is interest rates can impact the growth of an industry. Like a high car loan interest will discourage vehicle industry. अगर किसी पर्टिकुलर प्रोडक्ट पर या किसी भी एग्जांपल हमने लिया है यहाँ पर कार का, अगर उस पर कार लोन जो इंटरेस्ट रेट है वो ज़्यादा होगा तो उससे उस पर्टिकुलर जो व्हीकल इंडस्ट्री की ग्रोथ है वो कम हो पाएगी क्योंकि उसकी मार्केट में डिमांड कम होगी. नेक्स्ट इज गवर्नमेंटल पॉलिसीज प्रोवाइड्स ए फ्रेंडली एनवायरनमेंट फॉर बिजनेसेस टू मूव इनटू एंड ऑपरेट विद इन ए कम्युनिटी. जो गवर्नमेंट की पॉलिसी हैं अगर वो फ्रेंडली एनवायरनमेंट क्रिएट करती हैं तो उससे बिजनेस की ग्रोथ ज़्यादा होती है और इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट ज़्यादा होगा. नेक्स्ट इज करेंसी स्ट्रेंथ इज इम्पोर्टेंट इवन फॉर कंपनीज दैट डू नॉट इम्पोर्ट एंड एक्सपोर्ट गुड्स. Next is government intervention. Many industries are regulated by the government, which ensures safety of consumers, employees, and natural resources. Overall economic health, the economic state of the country, and consumer confidence can also spur development to harm it. Social and cultural values affect economic development through attitude towards progress and foreign direct investment. Indicators of economic growth. Using measures of the economic performance in terms of the value of the income, expenditure and output, GDP minus gross domestic product, the value of output produced within a country during a time period. GNP, gross national product, the value of the output produced within a country plus net property income from abroad. And GDP, GNP per head per capita takes account of the size of the population. Real GDP and GNP accounts for differences in private levels in different countries. Next is monetary policy. Monetary policy refers to the use of the instrument under the control of the central bank RBI to regulate the availability, cost and use of money and credit. So, according to the Johnson, monetary policy is defined as the policy employing central bank's control of the supply of money as an instrument for achieving the objectives of the general economic policies. The objective of the monetary policies are full employment, price stability, economic growth and balance of payments. Next is fiscal policy. Fiscal policy, government policy of changing its taxation and public expenditure programs intended to achieve its objectives. Government uses its expenditure and revenue program to produce desirable effects on national income, production and employment. फिजिकल पॉलिसी में गवर्नमेंट अपनी जो टैक्स से उसको इनकम जनरेट होती है उसको वो नेशन के प्रोग्रेस के लिए, प्रोडक्शन के लिए और एम्प्लॉयमेंट को इंक्रीज करने के लिए यूज करते हैं. नाउ द ऑब्जेक्टिव्स ऑफ द फिजिकल पॉलिसी: to achieve equal distribution of wealth, increases in savings, degree of inflation, to achieve the economic stability and price stability. These are the objectives of the fiscal policy. Next is deficit policy. Deficit financing refers to the financing the budgetary deficit. Budgetary deficit here means excess of government expenditure on a government income. It means taking loans from Reserve Bank of India by the government to meet the budgetary deficit. Reserve Bank gives loans by issuing new currency notes. Increase in money supply leads to fall in value of money. Fall in value of money in turn leads to increase in price level. So deficit financing should be kept low as to leads to price rise in economy. Due to the deficit financing, necessary funds are made available for economic growth and on the inflation of the country increases. Next is public expenditure. Public expenditure influences the economic activities of country very much. Public expenditure may be of two kinds, developmental and non-developmental. Expenditure on developmental activities require huge amount of capital. So much capital can't be made available by private sector. So it requires substantial increase in public expenditure. Public expenditure may be made in many ways: development of state enterprises, support to private sector, development of infrastructure, and social welfare. Next is taxation policy. Taxes are the main source of revenue of government. Government levies the both direct and indirect taxes in India. Direct taxes are those taxes that are directly paid by the access to the government, like income tax and wealth tax, and indirect tax are paid indirectly by the public to the government, like excise duty and custom duty. So these change all the segments of the society at the same rate. The main objective of the taxation policy are mobilization of the resources, to promote savings, to bring equality of income and wealth. That's all. Thank you.